Welcome to the Be Extraordinary Masterclass. Guys, today we're going to talk about how you can create and design your destiny. All right. And you might be asking, well, this destiny word that I hear all the time, you can create your destiny. What is your destiny, right? Going after your destiny. What does that word even mean? Well, I believe that destiny is something that we design ourselves. Destiny is something that we get to choose. Just like our emotions, we get to choose. Just like our end destination, we get to choose. And I do believe that things just happen for us throughout our life, things that we wouldn't have expected, opportunities that we couldn't have anticipated. But today we're going to talk about destiny in the sense of we get to design exactly how it looks. We get to decide where we're going to end up at the end of 2021. We get to decide where we're going to end up at the beginning of next year and the year after that and the year after that. And all that we create in the future takes place from the actions that we put forth now. The things that we're doing right now in this moment are what are shaping our destiny. And if you're watching this, it already tells me that you're somebody who's invested in their growth. If you're watching this, you're already telling me that you understand that you can be better in one area, two areas, three areas of life, maybe even more. We've got Wilfred Mustafa in the house right now. Thanks so much for being here, Wilfred. We've got the Delight, Digital Delight Cafe. What is going on? Java Delight. It's great to have you here. I love what you're doing. Thanks so much for being part of the stream. Guys, share this with a friend. Because what we're going to be talking about in this next 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever time we spend, really, it doesn't matter how much time. It's all about getting you the result. And the result of the time that you're going to spend here today, you're going to take away a few different things. You're going to have more clarity as to what is next for you in your life. You're going to have a really good idea of what you're working on to end this year, as well as what you're working on heading into the next year and beyond. You're going to have a plan. When you leave this masterclass today, you're going to know one thing at least that you can do starting right now in order to get the result that you want in your life. And you're going to build massive momentum to make that a reality. So this is very important. This isn't just something that you can listen to and then take away massive results. In order to make the most of this time together, I want you to have a few things. I want you to have a pen. I want you to have a paper, a notebook, a journal, whatever it is that's best for you, because I want you to write down your takeaways and your thoughts as we go through this masterclass, as we create and design your destiny. Take notes, because if you just listen to what we share here, you'll take away 20%, maybe even less of the information. If you listen and take notes, you'll take away 40% or more of the information, even if you never review those notes again. But check this out. If you take notes, listen, and engage with this masterclass today, you'll potentially take away 90% or more of this information because it will seep into your subconscious mind, the most powerful mind of all. So if you're serious about developing momentum, serious about finding clarity, serious about changing your life, then engage with this material. How can you engage? You can write down notes. You can take part in the chat. Go in the chat right now. Let me know, what are you most focused on right now in your life, and or what do you hope to take away from this masterclass? Put it in the chat if you're watching it live. Post it as a comment if you're watching this afterwards. Because let me tell you guys something. We're going to be talking about your personal one thing throughout this masterclass. We're going to talk about the one area of life that you can focus on right now in order to get the greatest results in every other area. Because in order to create and design your destiny, you have to know what you're working on, right? And so often our focus can be spread amongst so many different areas. We can be focused on improving in our fitness, and then we can lose track of our emotions. We could be so focused on making money that it puts a stress and damages our relationships, right? People don't want to spend time with us because we're so focused on the money. We neglect paying attention to our children, our spouses, whatever it might be, right? You can't focus on every single area at once. And check it out, 5-6 years ago, I was in a very different boat than I am today. I didn't have a business. I didn't have corporate clients. I didn't have individual clients. I didn't have all these different sales companies that I work with to help their teams improve their income and improve their life. I didn't have any of that. 5-6 years ago, I was really struggling. but not financially. Because 5-6 years ago, I put all of my attention on my finances. I just wanted to be the best. I grew up in the world of sales, and my only goal was to earn more money and become better financially. And as a result of putting all of my attention in one single area, I was earning 6 figures a year, right, in sales. Because sales is amazing because you can determine your own income for the most part. But I was unhappy with my life. My emotions were out of whack. My physical body, I was 60 pounds heavier than I am right now. My relationships, the only person I had in my life at that time was my fiance, right? I didn't really have any great friends. I didn't really have any great role models. I didn't really have any amazing mentors in my life because I was so focused on the money, and spirituality was completely out of the boat. I didn't practice anything spiritually. I didn't have a gratitude ritual. I didn't believe in anything in particular, and I just felt stuck. I put all my attention into one place, but I knew that I wanted a better life. I knew that I wanted more fulfillment from what I was doing. I knew that I wanted to find more purpose in my work. I knew that I wanted to find more purpose with the things that I was doing on a daily basis. And you guys have all heard the quote, once you are ready, the teacher appears. Once you decide that you want more from your life, you'll find the people or the places or the opportunity who will help to make that a reality. It might even be the reason why you're here watching this masterclass right now. You might have decided, I'm going to make changes in one or several areas of my life. But by the end of this, you might realize that it's more powerful to make drastic changes in one area than to focus on several different areas. And after I decided to make changes, a mentor came into my life. When the student is ready, a teacher appears. And this mentor said to me, Brandon, you want more from your life. You want to move up into leadership with this company. But in order to do that, you've got to get your own life under control. And he didn't say it as nicely as that. But he pretty much said, if you want to help other people, you've got to be able to help yourself. And that was a really tough realization for me because I was top in sales. I was number one on the team. But just because I was top financially doesn't mean that I could help people in every other area of life. And for those who work in a company, for those who are in management or leadership, you understand we're not just there to help people make money, but we're there to help people to live a better life. So I had to ask myself, where do I begin? And my mentor gave me a book. The book was called The Secret. You've probably read The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And for those who haven't read it, The Secret pretty much says your thoughts become things. What you think about, you will attract more of those things and those emotions and those people into your life. So if you're constantly thinking to yourself when you look in the mirror, oh, I'm so unhappy with my body. I'm so unhappy with the way I look. I'm so unhappy with the low level of confidence that I exude, then you're going to develop more of those feelings, right? Like attracts like. Think of yourself as a magnet. Think of your emotions as a magnet. And the thing about The Secret is this isn't just motivation. This isn't just woo-woo. This is neuroscience. This is quantum physics. The emotions that you practice more will gravitate and bring more of those emotions into your life. So for me, the number one area that I had to start with and focus on, I didn't know all these different areas at the time, but looking back, there's a reason why I put these categories in the order that they're in, because this is the same order that I followed in my own life. I had to start with my emotions before I could put my attention on improving my physical body. I had to focus on my thoughts before I could focus on how I was going to earn more money. I had to focus on all of these things before I could focus on relationships, and spirituality came last. Just because that's how it was for me doesn't mean that that's the order it's going to be for you. It could happen in any of these different orders, right? But this is how it was for me. So let me ask you right now, if you looked at each of these different areas of life, your emotions, your physical body, your finances, your relationships, and your spirituality, what is the one area that you could focus on right now that will make a difference in every other area as a result? For me, it was my emotions. Once I started to become conscious of the thoughts that I was having on a daily basis, I was able to take different actions. I became conscious of my self-limiting thoughts. I became conscious of the beliefs that I held. The belief of, well, I can't go to the gym because I don't know what workouts I can do. The belief of, well, I can't help this person because they're 20 years older than me. How can I help someone who's 20 years older than me? right? I had to start becoming aware of these different thoughts that I had. Oh, I can't start a business because I've never done anything like that. No one in my family has started a business like this. All these thoughts that I had, once I became aware, it gave me the power to change them. Because your thoughts determine your emotions. Your emotions determine your actions. And your actions are what create and design your destiny. So out of these different areas of life, what is the one area you're going to focus on to get the maximum results in all of the other areas as a result? And I'm going to turn my ring light on here so you can get some more light on me. There it is. Oh, yeah. Stepping into the light in a good way. Now, by the end of this, by the way, this masterclass, the reason I'm doing this is I want to help you to make steps in the right direction. The other reason I'm doing this is because this is the free introduction to my Be Better Bootcamp, which is starting tomorrow. We've got an incredible group of people ready to start tomorrow for the 6-week Be Better Bootcamp experience, where we're going to dive into each of these different areas of life. We're going to dive into my framework called the 5 Ps of self-mastery. And this bootcamp is going to help everyone involved by focusing on their health. It's going to help you to have more energy. It's going to help you to tap into your power. It's going to help you to make progress faster towards the yearly goals that you created for yourself. Whether those goals are to earn more money or release weight or form new relationships or strengthen relationships or get promoted at work. Whatever your goals are, the bootcamp, the Be Better Bootcamp is starting tomorrow. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put a link to the bootcamp here in the chat so that you can check it out as we go through this experience. Cool. So it's in the chat. I'm going to be talking more about that at the end. I just want to let you know I will be talking about that at the end. But first, I want to give you real results. I want to give you real information, but not just information, but inspiration to take this information and do something with it and to take action. Wilfred says, real talk. Absolutely, Wilfred. Hey, Wilfred Mustafa, put in the chat, what is the one area that you're going to focus on for yourself? For me, it was my emotions, which led to my fitness. My fitness led to my finances. My finances led to my relationships, and my relationships led to my spirituality. So what is the area that you are going to focus on? Put it in the chat. So now I'm going to assume that you have an idea of which of these areas are going to create the largest result for you. And by the way, some of you might be watching and you might be saying to yourself, well, Brandon, I want to focus on my money and my body at the same time. That's great. I'm glad that you have several different goals that you want to go after. Now, the thing about us as people, the thing about us as human beings is we can only focus on one thing at a time. Some people think that they're really good at multitasking. But the thing is, multitasking doesn't exist. Right? I'm going to say it again. Multitasking doesn't exist. The human brain can only focus on one thing at a time. For those people who say that they can do multiple things at once, you really can't. Those people are just good at switching between tasks. The problem, though, of switching between tasks is that once you transition from one task to another task, there's a lag period between those two tasks. So task 1, task 2. It takes a good 15 to 20 minutes to get in the zone to begin to even focus on the second task. This is where a lot of productivity issues come into play. This is where a lot of people are trying to get really focused work done, and then they pick up their cell phone and start scrolling through social media. And then they lose all the progress that they just started with the first task. And when they go back to it, they lose even more progress. And the same thing applies to your life. You can only truly focus on one of these areas at a time. So which of these areas is for you? ML Spectators, hey, great to have you here. They wrote, you said looking in the mirror, thinking about I'm not happy. Knowing this, how does this help to change you? How the hell did you do that? Great question. So when I used to look in the mirror, and I wasn't happy with how I looked, right? I was always an unhealthy person. Growing up, I was a chubby kid. From like the ages of 6, 7, 8 years old, I was always an overweight, chubby kid. And moving into my teenage years, I was still overweight. And when I got to age 16, 17, I realized, well, if I want to attract a girl into my life, because this is like the dating time, right? I wanted to get into a relationship. And I realized if I wanted to attract somebody into my life, I would probably have to change the way that I look, because the reality is people judge a book by its cover, right? The way that you look, if you're looking for a relationship, will affect the people that you find. It might be harsh to hear that, but it is reality, and I'm all about reality here. The beautiful thing is you can adjust the way you look, right? If you want to find somebody who's fit, you've got to be fit yourself. If you want to find somebody who's driven, you've got to be driven. If you want to find someone who's ambitious, you've got to be ambitious. Like attracts like, and people can be different, but when it comes to those things, it's about attraction, not physical attraction, although that plays a part, but vibrational attraction. So when I used to look in the mirror, I wasn't happy with myself. The first step was realizing I'm not happy with the way that I look, right? And again, this started with my emotions. I had to become conscious of my emotions. Once I became conscious of my emotions, I started to ask myself different questions. And the questions that I asked myself were, well, if I'm not happy with the way that I look, what can I do right now in order to make a difference in the way that I look? What can I do right now, today, not tomorrow, because tomorrow will never come. Everything has to happen in the moment, because this moment is all that we have. So what can I do right now in order to create the body and the feelings and the emotions that I want? And the answer was, well, I can read a book on nutrition. Maybe the answer for most people is stand up, go outside, and run. For me, I found a mentor who took me to the gym with them 3 times a week, and I started to work out religiously 3 times a week. Not 6 days, not 5 days, not 7 days. I didn't become a gym junkie. I just started going to the gym 3 days a week, and I started to eat less and move my body more. So the first step to answer your question is, when I looked in the mirror and wasn't happy, I decided to do different things to get a different result. But the first step, though, moving on here, but still staying with that same question, the first step to getting a different result and to reaching my outcome was I had to have clarity of that result. I had to know exactly what it is I wanted to achieve. So for me, my main goal at the time, 5-6 years ago, was I want to advance in the company that I work for. I didn't just want to be a salesperson anymore. I wanted to be a leader, and I wanted to help other people reach the sales income that I've been able to reach. But it quickly became a lot more than that as I was helping people with the different areas of life like I'm talking about right now. But now that you know the main area that you want to improve in, whether it's your emotions, your physical body, your finances, your relationships, or your spirituality, now that you're aware of that and you've committed to change in that area, this is the formula for success, right? We can call it the magic formula as it's written right here. And the first step to the magic formula is you need to know exactly what your outcome is. You need to know, okay, I want to make a shift in this area. I want to earn more money. Awesome. How much money do you want to earn? Or you might say, I want to lose or release 30 pounds of weight from my body. That's awesome. So how much will you weigh once you reach that goal? Clarity. The more clear that you can be when it comes to what you want to achieve, the more likely that you will achieve it. Think about it. If you're not clear about your goal, if you're not clear about what it is you want, then how will you know that you've reached it? A lot of people say to me, Brandon, my goal is to become more confident. Awesome. How will you know once you're more confident? And they always have a really hard time answering that. And if you can't answer the question, though, of how you'll know when you're more confident, then you're endlessly going to be chasing after that goal. And think about a goal that you always chase after, but you never quite make progress towards it. It can feel demoralizing. It can feel like you're wasting your time. It can feel like you're doing the wrong things. And then eventually you never reach that result. The more clear you can be of the outcome that you want to reach, the better. So when people say to me, I want to earn more money, great. How much more money do you want to earn? How do you want to earn that income? Once you reach that level of income, what's the next goal? Clarity. Clarity is power. So what is the specific outcome in this area that you want? For me, it was to weigh 180 pounds. I was 250 pounds at the time. And I knew exactly where I wanted to be. And once I knew where I wanted to be exactly, that's when I asked myself, why do I want that? What's the reason why I want to weigh 180 pounds? And my reason wasn't just because I wanted to look a certain way. My reason for wanting to weigh that was because I knew that by focusing on my fitness and by focusing on my health, it would improve every other area of my life. So I threw a number at it. 180 was my number. I knew it would help me look better, but I also knew it would help me feel better. So what is the reason why you want this goal? What is the reason why you want this outcome? I often talk about your why as your red dot. This is your target. This is your end destination. And it's not even about how you're going to reach the end result. Your why is more powerful than your how. Because if your why is strong enough, then you can accomplish any how. So let me ask you, and I want you to write this down. Why do you want this goal of yours? Why do you want to earn more money? Why do you want to form the relationship? Why do you want to weigh the amount that you want to weigh? And if you find that your reason is for somebody else, if you find that your reason isn't for just you, it's to help someone, or it's to impress somebody, or it's to appease someone, or show off, or anything, then your why is not going to be strong enough. Listen, your why has to be about you. If your why isn't about you, if it's not something that really pulls at you, pulls your heartstrings, then it's going to be very difficult to continue towards this goal once you run into challenges. So what is your reason why you're going after the goal that you're going after? Put it in the chat, put it in the comments, let me know what your reason why is. Because once you're clear about the steps that you want to make in this area, once you know your why, and you identify with that why, that's when it comes to the magic ingredient. And the magic ingredient in this formula, not that the others aren't as important, the magic ingredient is action. Okay? Taking action towards what it is you want. This is the most common step that people miss. And let me tell you what I mean. A lot of people said to me, Brandon, I want to join the boot camp, but right now is not a good time for me. And I said, okay, well, tell me what's going on in your life. And they say, well, I'm just busy with work. I'm busy with my family. But those people will still find the time to do the things that aren't moving them closer to their goal. A lot of people will say to me, Brandon, I want to weigh 190 pounds, 200 pounds, 140 pounds, whatever it might be. But when I ask them what's stopping them, they tell me, I don't have time to go to the gym, Brandon. I don't have time to do that. I'm waking up and I'm immediately going to work. I'm taking care of my kids. I'm coming home, and then I'm doing it all over again. But let me tell you something. If I this is going to sound pretty dramatic, but if I put a gun to this person's head and said, you need to find time to go to the gym or else I'm going to end your life, would that person find time to go to the gym? Obviously, right? We make time for what is important to us. And in order to take action, you have to make time for your goal. And this doesn't mean that you have to do 500 different things, right? This doesn't mean that you have to have an entire elaborate plan to achieve what you want. This simply means you have to get started. You have to start doing something, right? You don't need to know 5 steps ahead. That's cool if you do. All you need to know, though, is what is the next thing that you're going to do today to reach the end result. So let me ask you, what is the one thing you're going to do today to make one step towards what it is that you want? And obviously, in order to take action, you have to be very clear of what you're taking action towards. In order to take action, you have to know why you're doing it. Because let me tell you something, you might get home after a long day and you still haven't done the one thing that will bring you closer to your goal. And you're going to ask yourself, man, I'm so tired. I just got done with a big day. I really don't want to do this one thing that will bring me closer to what I want. And when that happens, if your why isn't strong enough, you'll just go to bed. Or you'll pull your phone out and you'll go on Netflix and you won't even take steps towards your goals. right? It's about constant, steady progress. It's not about doing 20 things. It's about doing one thing every single day. And when you do that, that's how you activate the compound effect. The compound effect says every small action that you do compounds to a greater result. So what is the one thing that you can do today that will help you to compound your actions towards this greater result that you want? ML Spectators wrote, one of my goals is I want to impress a girl. Cool. So this is what I'd recommend to you. If you want to impress a girl, right, you got to ask yourself, okay, well, why do you want to do that, right? Are you looking to attract this person? Are you looking to get in a relationship with this person? What is your outcome here? Why do you want to attract the girl? What is the specific thing you're looking for? If it's to get yourself into a relationship, then what I'd recommend to you is I would write down exactly the type of girl that you want to impress. I would write down exactly what she looks like, her mannerisms, her attitude, the job that she has, the activities that she does, her physical body, the way that she looks. Again, I think I already mentioned that. But be very specific with who it is you want to impress. And then ML wrote, the answer is simple. It's my dream. She comes to my dream and we enjoy time happily in the dream. But in real life, I never talk to her properly. I feel sad for me. Okay, so rather than feel sad, right? Again, be aware of that feeling and ask yourself, what can I do to bring me closer to that end result, which is talking to that girl, right? It sounds like talking to that girl is the big thing for you. So the question is, who is that girl? And what is one thing you can do today in order to do that? It might be identifying who that is, but it also might be you stepping out of your own way and going to have that conversation, because the reason why you're not doing it, if I had to guess, you can tell me, you can put it in the chat. The reason why you're not doing it is fear, right? You're afraid of what they might say to you. You're afraid of the rejection. You're afraid of them not giving you the time of day, them not responding to you, them not wanting to talk with you. And you know what? If that's how they respond, cool, because you've learned, right? And there isn't just one girl in the world. There's not two. There are billions, right? Out of the billions of people out there, there's going to be one person for you. And it sounds cliche to say that, but you have to start taking swings, man. You have to start trying. You have to start talking to people. And when you talk to them, talk about them. Don't talk about you because they don't care. Talk about them and their dreams and what they want. And that will automatically attract them and interest them to ask about you. I hope that answers your question, ML. So far, we talked about your outcome. We've talked about why you want it, and we talked about taking action. Now, if you really want to take action towards your goals, I've been talking about it all week. We've got the Be Better Bootcamp coming up. It starts tomorrow. That's why I'm doing this masterclass, because one, I want to help you and give you value right now, but I also want you to join the bootcamp because we've got 3 spots left in the Be Better Bootcamp. The link is in the comments. Click the link. You can learn more about the bootcamp. You can still get signed up to take part in the bootcamp. It's a 6-week experience where I'm going to literally guide you and take you by the hand and help you take action each day towards what it is that you want. And imagine where you're going to be after each day of taking action. You're going to be 1% better every single day. At the end of 6 weeks, that's 42% better, if not more. There's 3 spots left. The link is in the comments. I'll talk about it at the end of this masterclass as well. Now, once you've started taking action, like ML said in the comments, he wants to talk to a girl. So once he starts having those conversations, engaging the interest, if he's not getting the result that he wants, he's got to adjust his approach. If you're going after this one area of life that you want to improve in, and you've become specific, you know why you want it, and you've been taking action, if you're not getting what you want, it's time to change what you've been doing. I'm going to say it again because this is so important. What you're doing right now, is it getting you the result that you want? And if the answer is no, or not quite, or kind of, what can you do different to get the result that you want? How can you adjust your approach? What can you do different? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. A lot of people work at the same job for 30 years. They don't like it, but they do it because they're hoping for something different to come along. They live in the same area for 30 years. They're with the same person that makes them unhappy for 30 years. And they're expecting and hoping that things will change, but things will never change unless you change. Things will never change unless you can adjust what you're doing. Because the only person that we can control is ourselves. So we have to continue to adjust what we're doing to get a different result. ML says, exactly. Now I'm 21. When I was younger, I don't think about girls they automatically attract towards, but I reject them. It's stupid. I reject and run. I simply don't know how this feels. You got to get out there, brother. You got to get out there. You got to start asking and having more conversations. That's it. It's not that they're not interested. They just don't know that you're interested. Put yourself out there, brother. But you know what? Take care of you first. Take care of you first. A lot of people say, I want a relationship, but they're not working on themselves. You have to become attractive before someone will be attracted to you. I'm not talking about physical attraction. I'm talking about the energy that you give off. If you're not giving off energy that other people will be attracted to, then they're not going to be attracted to you. But once you become a magnet, an attractor of people, then people will naturally gravitate towards you, but it will still require work on your part. Hope that answers your question. And thanks for engaging, by the way. And once you have an outcome, you know why you want it, you've been taking action towards it, and you've been adjusting your approach, that's when the final step comes into play, which is what I call grace. Once you follow this formula and you're doing these things and you know how you want to improve your life, you're taking actions towards it every single day. Even if you're not noticing results immediately, you're continuing to adjust your approach. And once you do all of those things, the magical ingredient comes into play, which is grace. And you can call this luck. You can call this karma. You can call this what you believe in, whether it's God or whatever religion you might have faith in. This is that force that comes to your aid when you need it most. This is that force that pushes you and pulls you through the difficult times. This is why you might look at some people, and it might look like some people are really lucky people. The secret is there's no such thing as luck. Somebody only looks luckier, and it only looks like more things naturally happen for this person because they've been following this formula. They know what they want specifically. They know why they want it. They're taking action. They're adjusting their approach. And because they do all of this, they get luckier because they are taking more action. So now that we've gone through all of that, let me ask you again. What is your outcome? What is the one thing that you're committing to after listening to this masterclass, after watching it? What is the one thing that you can do right now that you're committing to that will move you closer to your goal? Because this is about improving ourselves. This is about ourselves becoming someone new, right? It's about improving 1% every single day. It's not about just achieving goals. It's about who you're becoming on the way to achieving those goals. You don't want to look back when you're 70, 80, 90. By this point, if you're in your 20s, you might be living until you're like 150 years old. You don't want to be 150 and look back and say, I really wish I started that business. I really wish I had the conversation with this person. I really wish that I had taken better care of my body so that I could live longer, so I could spend more time with my grandkids or my children or great-grandkids or whatever it might be. What are you committing to right now? Because you're watching this for a reason. I can see you watching, right? And I want to ask you, what is the one thing you're committing to doing today that will bring you closer to your goals? What is it? And once you have it, throw it in the chat, post it in the comments, write it down. I'm super curious to hear about it. And let me tell you something. When I first started down this journey of personal development 5-6 years ago, it was slow progress, right? I had committed to change. I had committed to taking action, but it took a good year for me to really see dramatic results. Within 6 months, I lost 60 pounds. Within another 6 months, I was able to eliminate thousands of dollars of credit card debt. So it took a year to really see drastic improvement in my life, but I'm someone who's hard on myself. I don't know if you can relate. So even though I was making all these changes, it still felt like I was going slow. And I want you to know that sometimes the secret ingredient of all, which I didn't even mention, is patience. If you're doing one thing every single day to bring you closer to what it is that you want, trust in the process. You're going to get to where you want to get to, as long as you follow that formula that we talked about and you focus on one of the key areas of life, the area of life that will raise all of the other tides. ML says, working on myself, public speaking and English. Awesome. And you know what, man? You posting and engaging with this live stream just shows that you are committed to improving. And let me tell you guys, I've been talking about this the entire stream because I wanted to give you something of immense value today as the beginning of the Be Better Bootcamp. The Be Better Bootcamp is starting tomorrow, Thursday. It's at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you'll be around a group of people. We've already got a lot of people signed up. We've got 3 spots left, and that's why I'm doing this. We want to fill these 3 seats. The link is in the comments to join the bootcamp. I'm also going to put a little ticker here at the bottom so that you can go to the website to learn more about the bootcamp. But guys, this bootcamp, it's $200 for the next 6 weeks, which is going to help you to make massive progress towards the goals that you want. You can pay that $200 in 3 different ways. And I want to talk to you about what the bootcamp looks like so that you can join it if it makes sense for you. Okay, so check it out. The bootcamp is literally 6 weeks of me personally guiding you towards these goals that you decided on in this masterclass, right? The cool thing is we'll have a one-on-one conversation before it begins or before the second call next week about what it is you're specifically looking to achieve. We'll talk for an hour, maybe even longer, right? If we're making progress, we'll talk for longer. I want to help you reach your goals. You're also going to be part of a community of other people who are committed to reaching their yearly goals before the end of this year. And you're going to accelerate your growth in the process. Now, over the 6 weeks, we're going to talk about what I call the 5 P's of self-mastery. These are the different steps that I followed 5-6 years ago with the help of my mentor, with the help of my guide, that helped me to release the weight. They helped me to start the business. They helped me to move up in the company. They helped me in practically every single area of life. And I want to go over each of these 5 P's. We've got your plan. Right? What specifically that you want. We talked about your plan a lot today. We talked about your specific outcome for a while. So we're going to talk about creating a specific plan to go from where you are now to where it is you want to go. Tomorrow, the first call of the Be Better Bootcamp, we're going to talk about your power. We're going to talk about how you can look the way you want to look, but more importantly, how you can feel the way that you want to feel, your levels of energy. Because we are beings of energy. The way that we feel determines the actions that we take. Think about it. When you feel better, are you more likely to take action towards your goals, or are you more likely to sit on the couch? If you're feeling great, then you're more likely to do what you need to do. And that will develop discipline. We're going to talk about finding purpose with what it is you do professionally, but also finding purpose with what it is you do in your personal life, the people who are most important to you, the things and the activities that bring you the most joy. I was able to find purpose in what I did professionally, and that led me to great levels in the organization that I was with. I became one of the highest ranking leaders in the organization, which then led me to beginning my business because I found purpose in what I did. And I find purpose in what I do now, talking to you, helping you improve your life. That brings me joy. It's selfish in a way. I like helping you because it helps you, but I like helping you because it also helps me to improve, and it helps me to feel better. We're going to talk about getting around the right people. We're going to talk about networking and building quality connections and getting around the right people in your life, because we are the average of the 3 people that we spend the most time around. So who are the people you spend time around? In the boot camp, you're going to be spending time around winners. You're going to be spending time around other people who've invested money and, more importantly, time into themselves. And imagine who you could become if you're around other people who are looking to become more as well. And then we're going to talk about making progress, continuous and sustainable progress after the 6 weeks and during it as well. We're going to talk about how you can manage your time. We're going to talk about how you can create more time to do the things that bring you more joy and that help you create even more power and purpose in your life. Now, with everything that we talked about, you've got a couple choices. You can take this journey alone, and you can do this yourself. And you can follow this formula that we talked about, and this will be your results. You will improve. You will make progress, and you will grow. But your growth is going to be very linear, right? It's going to take a long time, and that's okay. Life's a journey. I didn't really have someone to help me at the beginning. But once I had someone to help me and guide me and a mentor to show me the path and to light the way behind him so that I could follow the path, I made exponential progress. Being a part of this Be Better Bootcamp is going to help you make exponential progress on your own path towards your own goals. So again, learn more about the bootcamp. It's in the comments, the link. It's also in the little ticker down here that's flowing across the screen. It's $200 that can change your entire life. And we still have 3 spots. There might be less now, but at the time of this masterclass, there's 3 spots. Now, what you're going to get for being a part of this bootcamp is you're going to get 6 weekly sessions that are on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to spend time as a group to tackle each of the 5 Ps and relate it to exactly how it relates to you in your own life. Every week is going to be a different topic. Every week we're going to share wins. Every week we're going to talk about the progress that we've made towards these goals. And if you're unable to make it to a session, listen, I understand that life happens. I understand that you might not even be available at 11 a.m. on Thursdays, but you're going to get unlimited access to the recordings for each of these sessions. So you can rewatch it afterwards and you can still take away what it is we talked about. You're also going to get access to all the guided worksheets and resources that we use, as well as access to the community where everyone's in, so that you can communicate together, you can be around other people who are looking for growth and who are looking to improve. Now, like I said, it's only $200 to join this bootcamp. This is the first Be Better Bootcamp that is open to the general public. I've done this same exact bootcamp for my corporate clients that I work with, and they pay upwards of $500 a person. $1,000 a person, depending on the company and depending on the result that they want. I'm opening this to the public because I want to help other people who aren't just working for a specific company make strides themselves. This is the first one open to the general public. It's $200 to join. Link is in the comments. You can also go to the website down here at the ticker. It's bebetterindustriescom/bootcamp-home. Okay, but you can read it down here. It's much easier. It's $200. You can make one payment. You could do 2 payments, one payment of $100 each month until it's paid, or you can do 4 payments of $50 over the course of 2 months. Whatever way is easiest for you, I wanted to make it as accessible as possible so that you can make faster progress towards your goals over this 6 weeks. And when you sign up for this bootcamp right now, because today is the last day to sign up for the bootcamp, you're going to get access to a couple different bonuses. You're going to get access to a signed copy of my book called Be Extraordinary, Your Guide to Self-Mastery, which has all of the different topics that I talked about in this masterclass. It goes into detail how I was able to make these changes for myself. I'm going to send you a signed copy of that. And you're also going to get access to the audiobook version if you want to listen to the audiobook, because I understand not everyone's a big reader, so you can listen to it instead. And I'm going to give you access to my vault of private trainings, all of the courses that I've created over the last 2 years in goal setting, in state management, in finding your purpose. You're going to get lifetime access to those courses in my private vault of trainings. And what's not listed here is I'm also going to get on a one-on-one call with you when you sign up today before the boot camp starts tomorrow. We're going to get on a one-on-one call to talk about exactly what it is you're looking to achieve from the Be Better Bootcamp. I want to know, what is your outcome? How can I best support you to get there? And I'm going to help give you strategies and maybe some different insights on that call that will help you to get started immediately. And that's not listed here, but I want to get on a call with you when you sign up now, right? If you don't do it now, you probably won't do it. So go to the website, sign up. It's $200. If you don't have $200 to join this bootcamp, then I don't really know how invested you are in improving. It's just the reality, right? You can make progress like that first graph, but it's going to be very slow, linear progress. Or you can make exponential progress like the second graph, right? It's the graph of human potential. Because the reality is, could I give this to everybody for free? Yes, but you know more than I know that if that was the case, no one would go through it. If it's free, no one would be invested enough. But when you pay money towards something, then you're really invested. When you put your time into something, then you're much more likely to do it. So to recap, today is the final day to join the Be Better Bootcamp. 6 weekly sessions, unlimited access to the recordings of those sessions, all the worksheets, access to the private community of winners, a signed copy of my book, all of my courses that I've created over the past 2 years, as well as a one-on-one onboarding call with me personally, you and me, one-on-one, where I can help you to reach your goals. It's $200 for the entire 6 weeks. And let me tell you, at the end of these 6 weeks, you're going to be a hell of a lot more confident in reaching your goals if you haven't already reached them during the 6 weeks. This is intensive. This will require 2 hours of time a week. Nothing crazy. If you don't have 2 hours a week, you don't have a life. And I want to help you get from where you are now to where it is you want to go. BeBetterIndustries.com/bootcamp-home or -enroll. ML, thanks so much for joining. Thanks for your engagement. Thanks to everybody who's engaged with this masterclass. I really hope to see you in the bootcamp. You have until midnight tonight to sign up, but for the bonuses, sign up ASAP. There's only 3 spots. There's probably only 1 or 2 left at this point because we've had a lot of people tune into this. So join the bootcamp. I can't wait to see you there. I can't wait to start tomorrow. After you sign up, I'll send you all the information, and I hope you found immense value from this masterclass, and I hope you now are equipped to create and design your destiny. Thanks so much for joining. Until we talk again next time, continue to be better. Take care.